All right. I know I am not looking my best, but that's okay. I don't need to look my best. I'm at home and I'm about to get on the bathroom floor. So what I've got going on here is my little setup for doing coffee enemas. I have some pillows, and it's like a meditation mat, the bigger kind, and just cover everything with covers, and so it's not going to get dirty on the floor. And then I've got my coffee enema can hanging from the shower door, and I'm going to lay here and talk about it. Oh yeah, up there's my water filters. They're not like the very best. I'd love to have a Berkey someday. And these, I'm not using the highest end pure filters, so those are things I probably should do. But this is what I got for now. Okay, so I'm gonna get set up. But I want to make sure. All right, we're joining this coffee enema already in progress. I did that because it takes a while to do the whole prep process, and there's a lot of yucky sounds. And so I didn't want to record any of that. So I waited until I'm at my last round, which I'm about to get started. Okay, do that. Probably be quiet because I gotta focus. Breathe and relax and all that. Okay, so I'm oiling up my tube so it goes in easily. I'm checking the temperature of the coffee that's going in my butt. Okay, here we go. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, alright. I think you're in the right spot. Let's see. Okay. So I have a little song, but I'm not ready to sing it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just letting the solution in pretty slowly, because it can be hard to hold. Okay, so it's 124. And one of the things I do to make it less crampy and painful is I do a ton of pre-flushing, and I only hold the coffee in me after I've done a bunch of flushing, so I know there's really nothing else left in there. And usually because I'm so empty, it doesn't cramp as bad when I'm really cleaned out. But coffee enemas are one of those things that there's definitely a right way, but you don't have to do it the right way because it's pretty complicated to do it all that. And I know that it is still quite effective, even if I'm not doing everything exactly like the directions. So I pre-flush with about at least a quart of warm water, sometimes a little more. And then the next bucket of solution is very diluted coffee solution. And then I gotta breathe through a cramp. Okay, I'm gonna see how much water's still in my bucket. Oh, okay. I've got definitely several, maybe 2.5 cups in me. So I'm gonna see if I can get a little more, but I really want to be able to hold it. I'd rather be able to hold it for a while than get a lot in, because then I can't hold it. All right. Actually, I'm going to stop here and take the tube out and see if I can hold until 36. Okay. I have all kinds of strategies for minimizing contact with poopy surfaces. And someday I'll do a video about that. Okay. Whew. Okay. Hold. Clench. Breathe. Ooh, I might not be able to hold it. Come on. I might have took too much. Oh, come on. Can I? Okay. Oh, God dang it. I guess. Okay, let's see. Oh, nope. Okay. All right. Last one. Okay. So, even though it's a really teeny tube, it's still got to be well lubed, of course. Always very well lubed. Any butt stuff. And go slow. Gotta make sure it's at the right angle. Should never feel pinchy or sharp. That either means it's going at the wrong angle, or you're not relaxed enough, or there's not enough lubricant. But use coconut oil for sure, not like sex lubricant, which shouldn't be a chemical or petroleum product. Go for almond oil or jojoba or something like that. Whew. So it takes a little getting used to. It's pretty subtle to feel when you've got to the place where you leave the hose. But at some point I'll try to describe how I can tell and about how long. Okay, so I think I just hit the end. So I'm going to pull back just a little bit because it started to feel pokey. All right. So now let's get to some of this in. It's probably cooled off, but I don't really mind that much if it's room temperature. When it's body temperature, I actually have a harder time telling what's going on. Okay, so now we've got some draining in. I do it really slow. So I've been thinking of a version of On the Road Again. On the floor again. I'm back on the floor doing coffee enema. That wasn't quite right. Okay. On the floor again. Here I am back on the floor again. I've got a tube up my butt and coffee in the hose, and I'm on the floor again. At least this time I'm not bawling. I'm not sobbing and crying and shaking and rocking. Now I'm pretty comfortable and chill. And I know that this is really helpful and it's totally worth the time. And investing in my body and my body's health, and investing in my resting and lying down. Really the most valuable thing I can do, because if I feel like shit, I can't do anything else. So here I am on the floor again. Got another tube up my butt, I'm on the floor again. And I know it's really worth it, 'cause the doctor said it is. And here I am on the floor again. So I first discovered coffee enemas probably 2015. 2015, I think. And I was having a ton of gut issues, and I was working with a naturopath who I really still credit with basically my life. Okay, so is it done? Is any more coming out? What's happening? Okay, I gotta check my bucket. What's going on at the bucket? All right, we're done. Okay, so I got to take this thing out now. Okay, turn it off so no more comes out. Okay, all right. I'm just middling here. So, okay, 37. I gotta hopefully hold at least 10 minutes. It's a smaller amount, so hopefully it won't be a problem. Okay, burps. All right. Yeah, so I was super sick, and I was working with Dr. Lisa Shaver, who I met. She started the gluten intolerance group of Portland, and I stumbled on it and went to a meeting and then started going to see her. And she's awesome. She kind of specializes in gut stuff. So, it wasn't her who told me to do the coffee enema, but she was like, sure, if it helps, go for it. And so I did them pretty regularly. I can't remember. I'm sure I took notes, probably at least once a week for a really long time. And we had to do my labs like at least every 6 months. And so after I'd been doing them a while, we did some labs, and she was just like, oh my God, your liver is so healthy. It looks like a 12-year-old's liver, like somebody who has never drank any alcohol and or eats really clean. Like your liver's happy. So yeah, I know, like, objectively it's very helpful. And then subjectively, I've talked to other friends who do it. My friend Lindsay, uh, I think is pretty does it from time to time, and does believe in the benefits as well. Has experienced the benefits. And I'm doing it again because, or like, coming back to the practice because I've been trying to do it for a couple of years. I've known for a couple of years I need it. I have since I was working with Dr. Shaver, like, we didn't know this part, but I have since then gotten told that I have that MTHFR thing. A lot of people call it motherfucker, but it's basically just it. I don't have a certain gene or something that helps my body detox, and so I have to support the detox system, or else shit just gets backed up, like literal shit, and also just toxins that aren't moving through my liver at the pace that they should, or as completely as they should. And there's something about my copper, and I don't know. It was explained to me at one point, and I don't remember. But clearing my liver, I know, will help reduce the overall inflammation in my body, which is a big aspect of ongoing pain. I have been getting increasingly more allergic to fragrances and other kind of like just typical household chemicals, but fragrances in particular. Laundry products that are strongly fragrance are my fucking nemesis. I hate those things so much. And, my allergic reaction has been getting just progressively worse, and so I know that is also a function of needing a detox. I mean, I'm just like literally full of fucking chemicals. It's not moving through my body as it should. And I am so careful about using fragrance-free stuff and minimizing my exposures. Like, I wear a mask in public a lot of the time now. I hate it. I hate that I have to wear a mask even on fucking mountain trails because people are so fucking strongly fragranced, like, all the fucking time. And I hate that I have to be afraid of riders and that I often have to wear a mask in my own car with the windows down because they are fragranced. And one of the symptoms I get is obviously like totally unacceptable if I'm driving, because I'll start to get dizzy and lightheaded, and everything starts itching and my eyes will start like, oh, it's a fucking nightmare. So anyhow. Oh, okay, I'm doing pretty good. Wow. All right. So granted, it's a pretty small amount, but I'm having no trouble holding it whatsoever. But yeah, okay. Let me just, what is it that I want to do? Okay. So some of my coffee enema related specific things I want to do is I want Lindsay and I to get on a video call and talk about it. At some point, I think it would be fucking hilarious if we were on a video call and we were both doing one. Ow! Ooh! Okay, that's just my lower back. These coffee enemas really do reduce pain as well. There have been times, I mean, it's not every time that I have this strong of a like relief, but there have been times when like I can barely move. My back hurts so bad, and I'll do a coffee enema, and the pain will be reduced. Like I know there have been times when it's almost gone after one. So it's another huge benefit is that it often reduces pain. So we'll see if this lower back thing is less after I'm done. I'm hungry because I haven't eaten. You're not supposed to have like solid food right before or within a few hours of doing one of these. And I didn't even get started till around 11 or 11:30 or something. So it is fine. I actually have been doing a lot of intermittent fasting. And I did have some super yummy gelatinous, it's not gelatinous when I'm drinking it, but gelatinous bone broth I made yesterday. And I really fucking packed the bones in, so it is solid, this stuff. Which just means it's concentrated, and I can share some because I'll be able to just stretch what I have, and I have like 10 cups of it. That'll probably make almost double that. Because I like to be able to be the broth fairy. Azaria and Corinne and I have taken turns being the bone broth fairy. I know that also the coffee enemas detox my emotions as well. And I've had a lot of really intense ones for quite a while because I've had a lot of troubles at home with housemates. I was having troubles with my partner too for a while, but those are much better. At least, yeah, he and I are doing super great, so that's awesome because for a while we weren't, and I was like losing it. But he and I finally got on the same page about like the environment we're in, and two of our housemates are absolutely unacceptable their behavior, and we've given them way beyond every chance and opportunity to stop being buttheads. The main thing being that there were specific things about our house that they knew before they even applied. One of them being absolutely no fragrances. Oh, there's a few things we can't find unfragranced, which is fucking annoying. But no fragrances, no cigarettes, and one of them has a dog. And we straight up were like, the yard can't have any poop in it. You got to walk your dog. And in this yard, we just segmented it so that, it's a huge yard. So we segmented it so that most of it was for people and supposed to be poop free. And then there was a section just for poop. And that has been like an ongoing ridiculous, like nonsensical fight. So those were all things that were like, you knew this before you moved in, you assholes. But yeah, finally, Brian and I were just like, okay, we're splitting this household up. We cannot continue to live with this configuration. Paul and Tatiana, do you want to move? Or because we're bringing it up, do we need to move? And of course, their first reaction is, well, you guys got to move. But I'm kind of hoping that the combination of Brian offering them like a month's rent, a little bit more than a month's rent for one of them, to be the ones to move out. He's offered that, as well as
I'm kind of hoping once they realize like how much work there is in being the kind of treasurer of the house or whatever, how much there is of that. Once they realize how like almost everything that makes this place a home is ours, so it'll be gone soon. Um, and oh, the one of the housemates who does fucking nothing and has been fighting about it all year, like so, you know, the um, T will obviously be the one who's doing all the cleaning unless she happens to get other housemates who are also clean. But he's gonna get off scot free probably. He's gonna just go back to his old routine of fucking doing nothing. And so that'd be a bummer. Like one of the reasons they both love the house is because it's so clean. It's the cleanest they've ever lived in. Well, if I move out, I do a lot of the cleaning. Well, then none of that's gonna get done. And if Rob goes with us, he does a lot of cleaning. None of that's gonna get done. So this house isn't gonna be as clean anymore. Unless again, you luck out and they get housemates that are good about cleaning. Whew. Oh wow. Okay. I've done more than 10 minutes. All right. So about 15, I think, is what you aim for. And I've almost got there. I'll wait a couple more minutes. So, yeah. So all of that shit is like been really hard on me and it's been going on a really fucking long time. And it's just within the past few weeks that we're like, okay, this is done. We've completed the first year lease. We're not going to continue in this configuration. So I have started looking for houses, and there are actually a lot of cool ones. And we are in a financial position where my partner has the ability to finance it and not be afraid if we end up having to pay rent in two places for a short time. So that's nice. And I don't think we'll have a hard time finding housemates because we're both fairly well known in the community, and we know people who actually consistently have well-paying jobs and we know they'll pay their rent, and maybe we can get a little bit nicer house because we don't have to have rock bottom rent. So yeah, kind of excited. I am excited about that. I would love to stay here because I really like this house and it's just about everything we want. But I think they're gonna stay, and we'll get something else that's more in our highest good. So yeah, maybe I don't actually want to stay. It's the moving I don't want to do. But okay, I think it's time to mute and get this stuff out. I did have a candle. I'm gonna do some Palo Santo. This is what is this called? Selenite one, big piece. I just figured, yeah, why not have this stuff like with me too, helping me out. Okay. What is today? The 6th. Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute and get this stuff out and figure out what's next. Oh, I know what I wanted to make sure I say. So one of the struggles that I have, as well as I know a lot of my friends and people that I work with have, is we're living pretty close to the edge financially, cash-wise, and need to work, and really don't feel like we've got the luxury of not working, because you're not working, you don't get paid when you're self-employed. But also what we all struggle with is doing our self-care and staying healthy and doing what we need in order to recover health, because I have a lot of friends who have really, really big, really harsh chronic illness issues. So trying to keep up with life and all of that is pretty fucking hard. And it's pretty easy to back burner self-care and the medical and emotional modalities that you need to do. But if you don't prioritize those first, then eventually you just can't work at all. So that's what I'm getting back to practicing. Is the morning is for me. I do my outside time and some creative time, and I'm getting better about doing stuff like my coffee enemas and better nutrition, and working really hard on getting my sleep into some sense of like decent. I got 1 hour of sleep 2 nights ago. Fucking awful. My average is 6.5 hours. Okay, time to mute. Oof.
Continue my day of self-care, but also I will be going to work. So this is one of the times that I really need to practice having a new experience with old stimulus. And the old stimulus would be, holy shit, doesn't really matter how shitty I feel, but I gotta get to work. Because if I don't get to work, then I ain't gonna make any money, and then bad shit's gonna happen, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. So I gotta get to work. And I guess I don't have time for my self-care again. So that's the old. And the new is, okay, I structure my day around maybe at least one, if not more, things that I do for myself that are extremely beneficial. And by beneficial, I mean I feel better after I do them. I tend to have more energy after I do them. And the ones I try to really put my time and attention into are the ones that also have a medical or, health benefit. So far today, I've already done a coffee enema. It's my second in, I don't know, I think it was 7 or 10 days ago that I did the last one. I've been doing more castor oil packs, and I'm preparing to do one right now on my foot. And I'm also preparing to play a video game because it's one of the only ways I can get my brain to shut up. Okay, good. So you see a little bit of me. So I'm going to put this castor oil pack on my foot. I'm going to put this under my foot, pour some of this over my toe is the problem. Oh. Okay. It's like a tablespoon or so. It's only on my big toe. Because that's where I've got the arthritis. I got the old lady. Well, I know it's not just for old people no more, but I got that arthritis disease in my toe and probably in my hands, but they're not too bad yet. Okay, let's get that guy up. So I'm using one that's not really meant for feet, but I just need it for my toes. So now I'm gonna make sure I close that lid. And then I have these really big fluffy socks that keep the thing on my foot as well as keep my foot warm because the arthritis hurts if it gets too cold. And then I have this amazing hot pad. I think it's supposed to be a moist heat hot pad. I don't understand how that works, but castor oil packs really only work. They work best with heat. I mean, still worth doing if you don't have a hot pad or some other way of getting it nice and toasty. Still worth doing, but it works better. Okay. So I am feeling that stress. So I got to get to work. And now is one of the best times for being, when you're a rideshare driver, you kind of have to go when it's busy. But that doesn't always line up with when I feel all right and feel up to it. Oh, I just opened a new area. Let's check that out. So that's why I'm feeling pressure and I don't feel up to driving, but Friday afternoons, especially on a hot day, probably be busy and probably with lots of short trips with bonuses because that's what I like. But I'm at the point where I got to stay out even if there aren't bonuses because at least Lyft does end up paying me. I think it works out to $25 an hour of drive time since they now guarantee 70% of what riders are paying. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit. Oop, I did, oh, shit, okay, back over here. Oh, the other thing, I've been really busy today. And if I was still in my old like stress mode and prioritizing fear and money over rest, I don't know. I think I would be in a lot worse shape generally than I am, like health wise and everything. And so, what was I trying to say? Right. Okay. So basically, I still feel fear, but it's not as intense as it used to be. And I really do feel confident that I do have some sense of backup in that my partner is really generous with supporting me. We're not married, but he pays the lion's share of our living expenses, especially food. He pays like all of that, and rent, I only pay a little bit. So that is super helpful. Obviously, I don't want to take advantage of that. I'm not like, oh, he'll pay for things, so I don't have to work. It's not that. It's just that, okay, I don't have to put myself at risk to work. Oops, hey, I have light. I thought you were supposed to leave me alone. Oh, I see. I'm hurting to cracking. I have an old Xbox 360, and I have a bunch of Lego based games, and this one is Pirates of the Caribbean. This was Pirates of the Caribbean, and I love them because they're cartoons, because the story's somewhat familiar, because I've seen the movies, even though sometimes I don't actually recognize what's happening like at all, but it doesn't really matter. I can still, they're easy enough to play, and I don't feel like I'm actually killing people. I don't like feeling like I'm killing people. I don't like super violent games. Oh, you kill me. You kill me. Okay. Oh, good. It's not what I've been looking for. And it doesn't take a lot of brain power. Like, it gives me hints. Really pretty helpful hints. So, okay, hey, do any of you have that tool I need? You do. Great. Do it. Fix that thing you got, mister. Fix it. How come you're not fixing it? Oh, wait. Oh, maybe I have to leave all those first. And they're kind of like brain puzzles, but real easy ones. Oh, hey, do I have a gun? Oh, you have a gun. Sweet gun. Oh, I guess this isn't the right kind of gun. Do you have the right kind of gun? Ah, you do, buddy. Yes. Okay. Oh, I need to do that. Adderall. I gotta take my Adderall. Don't want to forget to take that. Alrighty, now what? Okay. Oh, I see.